Greetings, Nimrods. So today I was going to show you a boat that's been in my life for a long, long time. Um, this is a flat bottom skiff that's fairly typical of the boats we have in the area I grew up in southeastern New England, below Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and most of Rhode Island has this kind of skiff. I don't know if you may see them in Connecticut and north of Cape Cod, but less so. Um, These are used in estuaries and small bays, mostly for commercial fishing, shell fishing specifically. I was using it for quahogging, which is a regional shellfish here, and some people use them for, say, bay scallops, dragging for bay scallops, or tonging for surf clams, um, crab pots, basically anything you do in an estuary. Um, So they're popular boats. This one's a little different in that it's made of fiberglass with wood gunnels and seats and whatnot. Um, but it's a little different also in that the gunnels are a little lower than a lot of the typical wooden ones you see. Um, and that's a good thing because the kind of quahogging I was doing was actually on mud flats, very shallow estuary where I was. You would have to get out of the boat and use a large rake, not a bull rake from the boat. So you'd be getting in and out of the boat and hauling your bags of quahogs over the side. So it's really beneficial to have these low gunnels on this boat. As I said, most of these boats are wood. There was a fellow that was making fiberglass ones, and I used to be a boat builder, and I can tell you that one of the hardest things to make out of fiberglass is a flat panel. And this being a flat bottom skiff, has a flat bottom, and it didn't really work. It was sort of interesting. This boat has a concave bottom because it has no framework running perpendicular to the keel, like a wood boat would have. And uh, because of that, the fiberglass bottom is sort of bouncy. And we call this boat the Jell-O. That's its name, because when you stand on it, it feels like you're standing on Jell-O, and you can jump up and down the bottom of the boat. Flexes in and out. And it has the effect of under power, it turns into a tunnel hull, and it's pretty darn fast, and a little dangerous because the bulging bottom would, the gas tank would slide to one side if it wasn't lashed down, and all of a sudden you'd go over a wave, and that side of the boat would go down, and you'd be doing a U-turn. And it's actually, I know at least once it threw my father out of it when he was driving. So it's a little dangerous. It also had a very large engine on it. We had a 35 horsepower, and it boogied. It really moved, and it porpoised a lot, so it was almost uncontrollable. So at any rate, I moved away, and the boat wasn't being used, so it got pulled up on shore, and it rotted away upside down on the shore there. Then it came to my house and rotted away again, upside down in my house. It probably was sitting upside down for close to 20 years, and before I had the time to actually work on it and put new gunnels and seats, and all the woodwork had to be replaced. And so I did that, and painted in a nice flat green the woodwork and the inside of the boat. I got some burlap material that I put over the sides for duck hunting, so that was sort of what the motivation was to get it going. One of the problems was the engine I got. I wanted to get something a little safer, so I got a 15 horse, and it's barely enough to plane. In certain wind conditions, it was really hard to get it to plane. You had to get a driving extension sit in the middle. Eventually got one of these dolphin things to put on the bottom, and that really helped. It definitely flattened it out. And then I had to play around with props to find one that have enough thrust and would work well. So it was a trick. I had to do a lot of games to get this thing to plane anywhere decent. So it'll plane with two people in it, two relatively light people in it, maybe it'll plane with 500 pounds of the boat. And again, we use it for duck hunting, so when it's all loaded up with its blind material and decoys and a couple duck hunters, it doesn't plane. I've got half an eye open looking for a 20 horse for it. I don't want to go with a 35 or a 30 or 25 because I know it's a little recklessly fast, and I just don't want my kids to get in any trouble with it like I did. So again, we use it for duck hunting, and last time I used it was actually 2 years ago, and until last weekend I took it out, and look, some of the sticking on my last duck blind is still up, so we plan to come back here. It's a kind of a cool spot. I don't live here anymore, so I come back and get to shoot at the ducks and remember what it was like to grow up on the water. So I enjoy coming here, and I really enjoy duck hunting even when the weather's a little warm. Most people like to freeze their ass off when they're duck hunting. I just like to go out on the river and remember what it was like. So hopefully we get to do some duck hunting this fall, and maybe we'll bring you along with us. I certainly hope we can. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to share this with your social media friends, to like this if you liked it, and to subscribe. Remember, Nimrod wants you to subscribe.